other forward, a 6'1" senior, number 32, John Morris.
Coming off a great game in the quarterfinals.
At center, a 6'1" senior, 34, Walter Holt.
A spectacular leaper averaging 17 points a game.
At guard, a 6'1" junior, number 14, Vince Porter.
Perimeter shooter averaging 10 a game.
And at the other guard, a 5'11" senior, number 42, Troy Hollingsworth.
The leader in point guard averaging 13.
Those are the Cardinals of Chrisman High School. And now the officials, Ted Knapp of Mount Vernon and Jim Maroon of Neoga.
It's Beardstown and Chrisman for third. Coming up, one of your network sponsors, Country Companies Insurance.
The day you drive out with a new car, you start driving down the value month after month. With most auto insurance, total a car 2 years later, and you just get the used car value. But with Country Company's Keeper policy, if your car is wrecked beyond repair, you get a brand new car. Same make and model, even if it costs more than you paid at first. So get the Country behind you.
You've got the Country Company.
Starving Artist Group Emergency Liquidation Art Sale for 1 day only. Save up to 50%. Huge sofa-size original oil paintings from $19. Smaller paintings from $3. Thousands of beautiful original oil paintings by professional artists. Absolutely no painting over $39. Starving Artist quality at rock-bottom Starving Artist prices.
Free painting to the first 150 families this Sunday at the Holiday Inn Brandywine in Peoria and the Sheraton Inn Normal. This Sunday only, 11 to 4.
The Orange and Black Tigers of Beardstown from West Central Illinois in their fourth appearance in the Sweet 16. For Chrisman from East Okaw Conference, the Red and Black from Edgar County, their fourth appearance here too. In the orange, the Beardstown Tigers, the much taller team and much bigger. Chrisman in the silver white, trimmed in red. It'll be Holt in the middle, 6'1", against O'Hara, 6'8". The game is underway for third place in Class A. And Chrisman starts with the ball. We apologize for any of you that are having video difficulties because of some of the weather around the state. We'll try to keep you up with the broadcast as best we can. We'll get it corrected as soon as we can. Beardstown starts in his zone. Lunger's on the right with Morris. Morris's baseline. Chrisman will have to shoot well from the outside. Porter tries. Too long. Three-point range again. Joe Hamilton, a 6'4" guard, rebounds and brings the ball for the Tigers. They set in a 1-4 and come up. Morrow up high. He whirls and shoots. Good shot in the lane. Terry Morrow's hit his first shot in each game here. Beardstown breaks on top. They were talking before the game. They want this third-place trophy. Inside Holt. Spins it to the glass. Rebound, Holt again. Walter Holt, H-O-U-L-T, the center. Here he is. Lunger rebound, blocked by O'Mara. Next one, Holt missed again. Out of bounds, Beardstown ball.
Right, the smaller teams already got 3 offensive rebounds.
They out-rebounded Venice for a long part of the semifinal game today.
Done a great job down here on the board.
They're putting the pressure on the ball now on the full court, man-to-man. That Vermillion having trouble. He needs help. Ooh, he didn't make it. So Beardstown loses the count at the 10-second line. And Chrisman has the ball, looking for their first score.
Maybe Rogers going to make it all. Play 90 feet whole game maybe.
Keeps your mind on the game, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Lunger. The shot is long. Rebound, O'Hara. And he's fouled. Matt O'Hara, 210-pounder. And he's younger than some of the players who are juniors. He's just 17. The ball inbounds. Chris Fritz comes in the back to help for the Tigers. Joe Hamilton. He's got 2 more years ahead after this one. He'll be a good player. Vermillion fakes and goes. Didn't get it, but got fouled. Nice move.
Yeah, real nice. I think what's going to happen when O'Hara gets on a real tough weight program when he goes to college, maybe red shirts a year.
Oh, he could be 6'10". Ah, look at that. Nice move.
Nice move. Nice.
The Tigers start 3 17-year-olds and 2 16-year-olds. Free throw is not good by Vermillion. He shoots 55% at the foul line. It's still 2-0 Beardstown. We're just underway. And the next. Now Chrisman looks to score. Frank Stoney along with Coach Ed Butkovich and Art Kimball at the Assembly Hall.
I think Beardstown's in their matchup again. They're 1-2-2. They do a real good job in that, I think.
This is Troy Hollingsworth. He's open for the shot. Short. He yelled out short. Vermillion got the rebound. And Chrisman puts a little pressure on and then relaxes back, and it looks like a zone. It is 1-3-1. Fritz on the low block. He turns and shoots. Rebound by Lunger, snaps it out long and out of bounds for the Tigers of Beardstown.
Have you noticed in this tournament, Frank, that Chrisman does a lot of tipping out on their board play. They tip the ball. A lot of times they'll tip it to themselves. We'll see what they're attempting to do there.
There's been a lot of set plays on rebounds and around the board. And one of the strategies for the smaller Chrisman team is to tip it out. Hollingsworth. Right to left, great pass down to Morris, and a foul on Beardstown's Vermillion.
Great peripheral vision again there. Comes into play once again.
Oftentimes you see some great plays in the third place game. The teams are a little loose.
Here it comes again. Makes a good strong move there. Goes up, kicks it off.
Morris has the ball inbounds for Chrisman. There's Holt flashing over the pivot and got his shot off. Terry Morrow battles with Lunger. Lunger got it. Chrisman keeps the ball. Still looking for their first score. 5:10 to play, first quarter. Chrisman usually doesn't have much trouble getting the ball in the basket. Lunger fires. He had to adjust that shot because of big Terry Morrow.
They've got to be, what, 0 for 8 or something like that right now? It's a tough way to start. But they're only down 3-0.
O'Hara goes to the corner. Morrow goes down to the post. Hamilton's outside. He's the point guard, 3 inches taller than anybody for Chrisman, as Vermillion brings up Beardstown's 5th point at 3 for Scott Vermillion. Porter and Hollingsworth the guards. Beardstown has an overwhelming size advantage. There's a skip pass intended for Lunger, intercepted by Vermillion, but a traveling violation gives it back to the Cardinals of Chrisman. They've won 26 games this year. Beardstown 29.
Good defense by Vermillion, though.
Holt sets the post. He's in traffic. Hollingsworth got it back for a pop to the foul line. And Matt O'Hara has yet another rebound. Chrisman can't get a basket. Vermillion looks down. Hamilton's open, now covered by Porter. Porter's a tough defender. Inside Morrow, he turns to his left. O'Hara tips it in with the left hand.
So far, the score is Goliath 7, David 0.
You got that right. Morris on the move is blocked and fouled. Chrisman is at a size disadvantage against Venice, too, but had Venice down, but not out.
They're a little tired right now, I believe.
They're not deep. They haven't played many people in this tournament. Actually, neither of these teams have. Lunger's inside on the feed from Hollingsworth. The first deuce for Chrisman. 3:25 to play, first period. 7-2, Beardstown's lead. The game for the title follows Oakville and Venice. Contrasting styles there, too. Fritz lobs inside, intended for O'Hara, I think. Off the board, Hollingsworth moves it up for Chrisman. They're trying to up-tempo the game now. Lunger will shoot from there. Rebound, Holt steps in for 2. That'll count. Walter Holt with inside position. Sealed off Terry Morrow, who fouled him, and Holt got it down. Watch.
Watch Holt go inside there now. a great job. Nice fake, goes up. He waited till he come down and went right up into him.
It's John Morris that did the good work in there.
Here's another look at it. Is that Morris that got it? Oh,
Morris.
excuse me, okay.
And he got it down. 6'1", senior, John Morris.
He had a great game this afternoon. Looks like he's coming back again.
Didn't he? Timeout on the court. 2:56 in a two-point ball game in the first quarter. And one of your network sponsors is the Illinois Pork Producers. Beardstown in the lead, but Chrisman has scored the last 5 points to come from 7 down to 2.
We got the last one on the offensive boards again. 3-point play out of it. Looks like a full court press coming up for Chrisman again.
Well, it's Coach Bob Hembrough who said that he'd like the tempo slower than slow. And Chrisman obviously likes the ball game a lot quicker. A couple of times this afternoon, they answered a basket before you could get the scoreboard up in lights. Look at O'Hara. He's 10 feet away. He's got a free one. It rolls off, but he's fouled. Foul is on hold.
Like the young kids out there to watch that Hollingsworth on defense. He's got good lateral movement, and he really hustles, and he's all over the floor.
One of the principles of good defense is to get down. And Hollingsworth is really another good example of that.
He's down, he stays wide.
Plays the defense with his feet, too. And he is just a good fundamental basketball player, good competitor. O'Hara has them both. Beardstown by 4. Matt O'Hara has a lot of raw potential, Coach.
Oh, I think he's going to be a fine ball player one of these days. He is a fine ball player now. I mean, when he goes to college.
You bet. Hollingsworth gets 3, throws up a wild shot over his head and drills it.
It wasn't a good shot, but it went in. I know he'll take it. Look at him there now. Uh-oh.
There's a screen. Bodies went flying. No whistle.
NBA, maybe.
Leaders in there. Here's O'Hara on the turnaround.
Good pivot move.
Matt O'Hara, who averages 16, is often winging.
Maybe he's looking for a scholarship.
2 minutes in the quarter. Beardstown by 4.
Nice
Here's
pass.
Holt inside with a quick move, and he's fouled. Hollingsworth saw him along the baseline and got that ball in there.
I know, here's a replay on it. It just goes to show you the teamwork here. Look at that little bounce pass there. Couldn't hardly get it in there, but he did.
There's the second foul on Matt O'Hara here in the first quarter.
Many coaches don't like that bounce pass. A lot of them say it's too slow, but you watch Iowa play. Iowa puts that ball on the floor and gets it inside those pivot men.
I think Bobby Knight has been known to coach a bounce pass or two.
They'll get it down there.
Holt knocked the free throw in. 64% successful from there. He's a 58% field goal shooter.
Whereas Bobby Knight's been known for a lot of other things, too. That's Duncan Reed's boy.
Yeah. 155. A 2-point lead for Beardstown. They have the ball. This is Joe Hamilton. Hamilton goes 6'4". He's only 15, just turned 16 years old. That's O'Hara on the low box. Loses the ball, jump ball. That was Vince Porter going down to get that.
Don't put the ball on the floor. That's where Chrisman likes it.
Into the ball game for the Cardinals. 24, Shannon Brinkley, a 5'10 sophomore, gives Porter a rest. Brinkley had 4 for 4 foul shooting in the super sectional to help Chrisman get his. There's a great pass down low by O'Hara, and Joe Hamilton got it in.
They run that play one other time here in the tournament, too, on that out of bounds.
And as we've said throughout the tournament, you have to be able to catch the ball. If you're in that Tiger uniform, they zip the pass.
And they also got the same result the other time, too.
Brinkley plays right wing. Lunger's outside. He can shoot from there. He missed. Holt didn't. Walt Holt, 4 points. And it's a 2-point Beardstown lead. Clock winding toward 1 minute first quarter. Game for third in Class A. There's Morrow. Oh, Holt blocked the ball with his body. In transition now. It's Hollingsworth. Pull up one-hander. Short. Running rebound. Holt for 2.
Oh, look at that. Holt has come to play again tonight. And I think every night.
He should go out for track wherever he goes to school. Hamilton Hamilton wheels the ball to Morrow.
I think he's already beautiful pass.
And Matt O'Hara gets his third dunk of the state tournament with 30 seconds.
That was a great assist by Morrow, though.
That's 8 for Matt O'Hara in the first quarter. 23 seconds, and Beardstown leads by 2. Chrisman will take 1 to try to tie it. Brinkley's outside with Hollingsworth. They flash 2 men across the post. Under 10 seconds now. And with 8 seconds, Chrisman will throw it in. Troy comes to his left, baseline. His shot is partially blocked by O'Hara, taken by Holt and fired short. He had more time than he thought, and that's the end of 1 quarter of play. In the game for third place, Beardstown leads by 2, and one of your network sponsors is John Deere, celebrating its 150th year. Frank Bissoni, along with Art Kimball and Coach Ed Butkovich at the Assembly Hall. And Coach, I think Chrisman had a very cold shooting quarter, and yet they're only 2 down. That can't be bad for them.
They come out of it in great shape. Just goes to show you, I think both of these teams want that third place trophy.
Shannon Brinkley, 24, and Hollingsworth at the guard. Chrisman starts with the ball, trying to tie the game. Well, there hasn't been any lacking of effort here in this game, that's for sure. Hollingsworth's open. Troy Hollingsworth.
He likes that shot.
13-point average on the season. He can shoot it. Hamilton gets free.
Double team
and a foul.
They had to make that foul. They had that steal coming from the blind side there.
Beardstown has Scott Vermillion and Joe Hamilton at the guard. They have Mike Sleater, 41, along with O'Hara and Morrow. In the first quarter, Beardstown 6 of 8 for 75%. Look at Chrisman. 12 more shots, only 5 of 20, 25, 100% at the foul line, 9 to 8 rebounds, Beardstown. No turnovers for Chrisman, 4 turnovers, Beardstown. Vermillion fires and goes on to the right. Hollingsworth at 5'11" the board. Up ahead to the moving Troy Lunger. There's Walt Holt with a bounce and the shot.
Got that good first quick step, hasn't he?
Pogo stick. Chrisman by a pair, their first lead. Now Hamilton clears himself and is stripped by Lunger. Great save in bounds. Hollingsworth's got it, goes all the way for the scoop to go. And Chrisman by 4. And now it's Beardstown that needs to fight back. What Chrisman has been able to do is get the game a transition game, and that's to their advantage. Sleater turns and shoots off the boards. Tip once by Morrow. O'Hara battles it. Holt on the run. Holt has the ball slapped out of his hands, retrieves it and missed. O'Hara rebounds and clears himself. Somebody slapped the ball out of Holt's hands in the air. He got it back and tried, and Beardstown has it.
Been a lot of action in the first 2 minutes of the second quarter.
A flurry. Sleater fires. Morrow horses the boards and scores.
Many times it doesn't look like he's going to get that shot out. Look like it might be blocked. With a 6'5", he gets it away. Pretty good, though. Got that little flip of the wrist at the end.
He has 4. It's a 2-point game for Chrisman. Here's Morris on the move. Blocked by Morrow. 45. Foul is on Terry Morrow. You might have heard the official yell out the number. And into the game for Beardstown, the starter, Chris Fritz, is back.
Here comes up again. I caught him right there going in.
And now, Beardstown calls timeout in a 2-point game in the second quarter. One of your network sponsors is the American Dairy Association of Illinois. Roger Beals, Chrisman Cardinals leading by a pair in the second quarter after trailing in the early going 7-0.
Roger always looks about half apprehensive and half casual, doesn't he?
I said to him one time, I said, are you having nightmares? He said, you have to sleep first.
He did a double take on that pregame interview when I commented about him having to deal with some size.
Well, he always did have trouble with that curveball. He used to play softball. Great softball player in the days.
So the
great athlete.
Drop or rise that gave him trouble.
He was a great athlete.
John Morris hits a pair of free throws for Chrisman, and the Cardinals lead by 4. The The battle is on 94 feet now, and Terry Morrow at 245 brings the ball up the court. We won't see that every day. Somebody on his team said he could play tight end for the Bears. Fritz on the baseline, turns and shoots. Good.
Fritz did a good job on that one.
He's a strong young man at 6'2" and 175.
He'll be back next year, too.
Well, there's only 3 seniors on the entire Beardstown squad. They start one of them, O'Hara. Here's the movement away from the ball. Shot by Lunger. No. Rebound Fritz. Hamilton is a sophomore. They start a sophomore, 3 juniors, and a senior. It's not impossible for them to be back. Baseline, Fritz. No. Rebound Lunger.
Kind of pushed the ball on that and wasn't a real good shot.
Now Chrisman with a 2-point lead has the ball. Hollingsworth gets in the lane. A little string music in the lane.
I think he shoots better when people run him tight.
He has 8 in the game. Morrow gets it ahead of Vermillion. Double teamed as the ball slapped away by Hollingsworth.
Chrisman on that man-to-man there looks like they're a little running jumps there sometimes. When just by him, there's somebody else is ready to pick him up, and then somebody else is helping on the weak side again.
Hamilton with the basketball. Their coach, Beardstown, Bob Hembrough, indicating the team is tired. They haven't played that way so far. There's a snap pass to Fritz along the baseline. Hamilton saw him, and he got it done.
Like a defense went to sleep that time.
4 for Fritz. Chrisman still with a 2-point lead. Lunger's in the corner. Morrow comes out to guard him. See if they get the ball to Holt. There he is.
I don't know if that ball is really getting to his hands. I think he's got to release before he gets it.
Almost like he deflects it. Here's a steal by Shannon Brinkley. Nicely done. Hollingsworth, bounce pass, inside Holt, a good again.
Great pass by Hollingsworth.
4 quick ones, and that's a dozen for Walter Holt. Morrow comes in the back to help against pressure. Chrisman by 6. A steal again. Brinkley and Lunger. Troy Lunger to the iron. Beardstown says that's enough. 3:16 to go. It's Chrisman by 8. One of your network sponsors is ADM Growmark.
For too many years, there's been a missing link in America's grain marketing chain. But now, the Archer Daniels Midland Company and Growmark Incorporated have joined to close that gap. It's a new company called ADM Growmark, and it provides a direct link between your Growmark elevator and the global markets of ADM. As a cooperative grain marketing system, ADM Growmark is committed to building bigger, more reliable markets. So ask your Growmark elevator about ADM Growmark, the company with worldwide marketing muscle.
Has the Tax Reform Act played havoc with your portfolio? Mass Mutual can help you sort things out. Call today, 673-8131.
Neil's is having a warehouse sale on Admiral Party Ice and Alamode refrigerators through this Saturday only at Neil's, the king of deals, in downtown Pekin.
Hi, I'm Brenda LeDunn. Join me for Pet of the Week every Sunday at 5:30 and 10 on 19 Eyewitness News.
Coaches will tell you defense wins games.
Well, there's a defensive play comes up here. It looks like Brinkley sticks in there and steals the ball. Good pass. Going all the way on a hard dribble. Took it all the way to hole. Great move.
Another thing that wins games is team play. Watch Troy Hollingsworth.
Right here's that little bounce pass. Look at that. Had him out of the corner of his eye all the time, didn't he? He knew exactly where he's at. And when they come out of that, did you see the way he acknowledged that pass?
Holt just pointed right at Hollingsworth and said, thanks for the deuce.
And you know what? He's going to get it again sometime because he got a thank you.
And that Brinkley's a pretty good-looking sophomore.
You better believe it. 5'10", just 15 years old. He had his hands on another one.
Almost had it there, too, didn't he?
Well, he hadn't played in the Assembly Hall this year. I'm sure he helped them during the regular season, but an earlier tournament game.
He's going to come back to it again right here. Look here. Nice move. Big 10 and let it go.
He's quick on the defense.
Roger Beals at Chrisman always seems to have a handle on a couple of good young kids to start building around, doesn't he?
This is Joe Hamilton. He missed. Beardstown is down 8. Hollingsworth. Look how much faster tempo Chrisman wants this game. Holt. Aha. Morris rebounds in traffic and is fouled by Schleter. Beardstown wanted walking. They got a foul.
We're going to see it again here.
See if you think he walked, Coach.
Almost close. I don't know. They're a little bit closer than we are, even though we got the replay.
A lot of contact in there. Terry Morrow, number 45, checks back in for the Tigers. And Matt O'Hara is going to get a rest. John Morris will shoot 1 in bonus. Good free throw shooter at 72%. Missed that one. Schleter rebound. Now Beardstown looks for a hoop. Their crowd would like to get the Tigers on a little bit of a roll. Chrisman has the momentum with them now. Morrow's inside. That's who to go to.
Pretty nice move by Morrow. Just pretty nice move by anybody. Make great move again.
6 points for Terry Morrow. Came in with a brilliant game in the quarterfinals. He had 24. He just refused to miss. Morris is outside for a 17-footer. 31, Chrisman, 23, Beardstown, 2:18 to play. Morris again with a good game. Here's a steal by Hollingsworth. He's in.
I thought Hollingsworth was going to try to dunk the other way. He went in there.
He has 10, and that's the Chrisman lead. And Beardstown's having all sorts of trouble with the pressure. Morrow says to the guard, come get it. Schleter's open. Nice bounce pass to Fritz for a deuce, and that was nicely done.
Fritz made a good recovery on that, too. The ball slipped away from him. He on it, got it in there anyway.
Here's Holt. Just turned and fired. Morrow with a good rebound. Beardstown tries to cut it down to 6. 1:34, first half. Ball is on the floor, loose, out of bounds. Chrisman.
Kids are hustling all over that place, aren't they?
That's Rick Kite, 30. 5'10" senior for the Tigers. Scott Vermillion checks out. Roger Beals has a word with Shannon Brinkley as the sophomore comes up. Plays with a lot of confidence and poise. Lunger gives it to Brinkley. 1:15, first half. Hollingsworth. He missed, had the shot partially deflected. Schleter picks it up and needs help. There's Hamilton. Crowd yelling for the Tigers to get a hoop. They want Morrow on the block. Stripped by Hollingsworth.
Oh, look at that.
Hollingsworth throws the ball all the way down to the other end of the court and out of bounds. Wait a minute, it hit. Hamilton, says the official, and it's out of bounds to Chrisman. Look at the Chrisman crowd. Great effort by Hollingsworth.
Super effort. Going out of bounds, stood up there. Thought maybe for a minute there, Joe Hamilton was going to get it as a, a flyer on a... Might have been a touchdown if he'd have caught it.
The wide receiver, you see one shot being signaled by the boss, Roger Beals. 35 seconds. Chrisman leads by 8. They'd like to take a 10-point lead to the locker room. The Tigers of Beardstown want to try for a turnover. Tight, guarding the man outside. Morris nearly dragged his pivot foot. 18 seconds. A Yale point. Clear out, Hollingsworth to the goal. He lays it up and in.
Great move, great roll, too.
He's had a great half. 4 seconds. 3, 2, do they know it? 1, that's it. That's the end of the first half in the game for third place. With a score, Chrisman 35 and Beardstown 25. One of your network sponsors is Deutsch Allen. Back at the Assembly Hall, The crowd here has been entertained by the players and also by the band from Carthage Hancock Central. They're directed by Tim Hall. We'll be back at the Assembly Hall in just a moment. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance. The Chrisman Cardinals outscored Beardstown 22-10 in the second quarter and therefore have a 10-point halftime advantage. There were some interesting individuals in the first half for Chrisman. The seniors Hollingsworth and Holt with 12 points apiece. Holt had 2 fouls. John Morris with 7 points and Troy Lunger with 4, rounding out the scoring for the Cardinals. But the Hollingsworth and Holt tandem with 12 points apiece. For Beardstown, they had balance. O'Hara, the 6'8 center, with 8. Morrow with 6. Fritz along the baseline with 6. Vermillion and Hamilton, the guards, with 3 and 2 for the balance. O'Hara and Morrow with 2 fouls apiece. No real foul trouble in this third-place game. Come back with the tip-off for the second half in a moment. One of your network sponsors is the Illinois Pork Producer. Frank Bissoni along with Coach Ed Butkovich back at the Assembly Hall at Champaign. Chrisman over Beardstown here at halftime as you look at the Tiger cheerleaders. And the championship game will be coming up a little later tonight. It'll pit Venice at 28-3, the Red Devils, against the Rockets of Oakville, 29-6. Let's take a look at the statistics for the first half of the consolation game. Beardstown shooting 61% on 11 of 18. Chrisman 15 of 34. Look how many more shots the shorter team got, 44%. Free throw shooting, Beardstown 3 of 5 and Chrisman 5 of 6. Rebound battle won by the tall Beardstown Tigers, but only by 2. And here's the big difference in the game. Chrisman with 0 turnovers for an entire half. Beardstown with 9. You don't see that very often, Ed Butkovich. No turnovers in a half.
The turnovers have been a big factor. Of course, Chrisman keeps their turnovers low at all times, but I think a big factor is making them go 94 feet. And when they have made the Tigers go 94 feet, they've had a tough time getting the ball to midcourt. And they've made some steals. And it's been a big difference in the ball game so far, I think.
It really has. And what would you think that Bob Hembrough, and you know Bob so well, would have told the Tigers here at halftime to try to get back into this game?
Well, they're going to have to protect the ball a little bit better, and they're going to have to try to get the ball out on the rebounds and get a few fast breaks.
Okay, we'll see how it comes out in the second half in a moment. One of your network sponsors is John Deere. At the end of the first quarter, Beardstown was in the lead 15-13, but Chrisman put together a 22-point second quarter and has a 10-point advantage as we start the second half. If you just joined us, the Tigers of Beardstown with the ball. That's Joe Hamilton, 32, in the orange. In the silver and white, trimmed in red, the Chrisman Cardinals.
For those who are interested, Frank, the baby has not arrived in the Tulo household yet. Coach Adels in St. Edwards, his wife is expecting, has been since first game of the regional, hasn't arrived yet.
Matt O'Hara has arrived on the scoreboard first for Beardstown as the senior center puts it down.
Our human interest note for this third place game.
You got it. Well, good luck to Joe and Sue Tulo. Baseline Morris tries to get in, gives it to Holt. Holt doesn't look to shoot. He and Hollingsworth there with 12 points apiece in the first half. Hollingsworth shoots this time. Off balance, rebound, Holt blocked by O'Hara, and a jump ball. That call surprised me.
They're going to show it again here. Maybe because it was blocked and went on the board right there. I don't know.
Cannon Brinkley starts the second half for Chrisman, and Hollingsworth comes across with the ball. They're running the weave. Lunger. Brinkley hasn't looked to score yet. Here's Holt. He missed. Brinkley was near the ball, but Terry Morrow at 245 was too, and Brinkley thought better of it. Wise decision. Vermillion in trouble. Gets it over to Hamilton. Slings it across to Morrow for a short little pop that goes down.
I'll tell you, Morrow made a nice recovery there. He had lost his balance, but still got up there and had control of that ball and that shot.
He has 8 points.
Hey, help.
35-29. Beardstown back
the
to
lane.
6. And now they've got the ball again.
They had their offense packed right inside the lane.
The game started this way with Beardstown having the upper hand. They scored the first 7 to start the game, and they've got the first 4 here. Nice pass by O'Hara, foul, and Fritz got the ball. Fritz slid the baseline. O'Hara saw him. And Walter Holt commits his 3rd foul. That's significant. Lunger goes out, and Vince Porter back in for Chrisman.
You notice how Holt did not let him get the ball on the board. He wasn't going to let him have a three-point play out of it.
Fritz missed his free throw, and the junior forward will have another. Beardstown has the only courthouse. Here's a shot missed by O'Hara, and a jump ball. I mentioned down here that Beardstown has the only courthouse Abe Lincoln practiced law in that is still active today. You want some trivia, Art?
That's interesting. It really is.
Morrow, shot is in. A 4-point game all of a sudden.
It's changed.
Beardstown like to start the game each quarter.
The depth of your coverage never ceases to amaze me, Mr. Bissoni.
Oh, dear.
We who enjoy history like things like that.
There's another look at that drive coming up here. He really penetrates, then he gets inside there.
And that's the center, O'Hara's 3rd foul. And so the 2 centers, Holt and O'Hara, with 3 fouls apiece. Brinkley, sophomore, getting a lot of playing time in the game. Morris shoots. John Morris gives Chrisman its first goal of the half.
Well, he's a good, solid player, isn't it? Maybe underrated a little bit.
I think he is underrated some because they've got a couple of stars. Here's Morrow. Tipped by O'Hara. Or maybe Hamilton.
Maybe Hamilton.
O'Hara, yeah.
And gave it to Hamilton. Hamilton tips it in. It's a 4-point game. Chrisman in the lead with the ball. 5 minutes, 22 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Hollingsworth down low on offense. Porter comes across, gets a screen. Expect this offense. They screen for each other.
And they notice they screen in the middle there, too.
There's Morris again, and Hollingsworth found him.
As the guard comes to one side, the guy on the medium post goes across and screens the gentleman on the other post. And he comes across, either meets the ball or he sets another screen.
There's the ball tipped away by Porter out of bounds to the Tigers. Well, do they have a name for that offense in Mount Pulaski?
Chrisman.
Call it Chrisman. Here's a long pass intended for O'Hara. He can't reach it. And the turnover goes to the Cardinals. There's an awful lot of coaching going on in the high school ranks, I'll tell you. It's fun to watch.
It's exciting to be there.
Vince Porter, a 6'1 junior, playing the point guard position now. It's a 1-4 offensive set, essentially. They get into this offense. They really get good shots off of it. Brinkley fell down, kept the dribble. No problem.
Got a lot of poise for a sophomore, hasn't he?
That's a lot of poise for somebody who hasn't played that many minutes. Here's traveling on Porter.
Yeah, I wonder how much he really has played during the season, because he hadn't appeared in the tournament.
He averaged 3 points a game during the season. Morrow comes in the backcourt to help. And with 4:25 to go in the quarter, Chrisman leads 39-33. Beardstown has the ball slapped out of their hands, but they'll keep it. That was Brinkley again, and he's given the Tigers fits on defense.
He's played good, Jim. Watch there now.
Bang! Joe Hamilton out of the corner. There's the play. We're back to live action. Hamilton hit a shot to put Beardstown within 4, and now Chrisman's back on offense. Porter sends it inside, stolen by Morrow. He anticipated the pass, and at 4-minute mark, Beardstown could get within 2. The game has been a game of real shifts. First one team and then the other.
We get a bucket right here, we're going to have a good ball game out of it.
Hamilton, long, rebound on the floor. Hollingsworth runs.
Oh, look at that quick.
Here he comes. Pull-up pass. Holt.
Do you think they played together for a few years?
14 for Holt. Usually when a player leaves his feet, he's in trouble. So far, not Hollingsworth. Brinkley a steal. Porter's inside.
Teamwork again. Brinkley made a great pass.
Well, Shannon Brinkley isn't hurting his playing time next year
We're going
anyway.
to show it again. Look at that right there. Uses his body real good. Leans in on him. Look, they acknowledge each other again. They're giving a high five there.
And how quickly that 4-point lead leaps to 8 as Mike Schleter, handsome senior, checks into the game, and Scott Vermillion gets a rest. Much more substituting in the second game of the day.
They're trying to give the kids a breather.
O'Hara tears the rebound down. Long arms. At 3:12 to play in the third. Beardstown try to fight back again. Hamilton's open. Goes Fritz. He drops a pass inside to O'Mara, who throws it up.
Oh, look at that. Almost fell down, and he still got it.
High percentage, it was close.
A wild shot that went home. Brinkley. Of course, O'Hara will tell you, it counts just as much as the pretty one. Now Chrisman sets up. 2:40 on the clock, third quarter. Porter. Bounces, no. Long arms. And Matt O'Hara with yet another rebound. Hamilton. Beardstown tries to cut it to 4 here. Schleter and Hamilton outside now. There's Terry Morrow. Triple teamed and shoots. Here's a steal by O'Hara. Hollingsworth gets it back through traffic. Around the man. Pass to Brinkley. Goal! A fast break clinic by Hollingsworth and Brinkley.
Third place game, huh?
Yeah, this means nothing. Here's O'Hara banking it off the corner. And a foul. I think It's on Walt Holt, and he's got four fouls on Holt. That may get him out of this game.
I think a lot of people don't understand about third-place games, consolation games. Good programs always want to win, whether you're playing at 9 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, you know? Makes no difference what you're playing for. Good program.
You bet.
Isn't that right, Ed?
I think so. They're going to show it again here.
You're all...
Right here. Look at Hollingsworth. Going to be falling down right here, and look at that. Oh, one-handed pass. He had him. He's had a heck of a tournament, hasn't he?
Yeah, you're right. And Archie made a good point. You know, these kids want to win if they play on the driveway.
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't want to play him on the horse. You'll be in a lot of trouble.
O'Hara knocks it in, and there's time out of the court. And 1:54 to go in the third-place game. The fight is on, and one of your network sponsors is the American Dairy Association of Illinois. Check out this shot, Coach.
Nice pass. Going down. Gets it up there, though, doesn't he?
That's my kind of inside power game right there.
45 for Chrisman and 38 for Beardstown. 1:45 to play in the third quarter. Chrisman with the lead in the ball. Porter plays the point. Shannon Brinkley. A set shot. Porter with a fine rebound.
Set it up! Set it up! Set it up! Holly!
30. Rob Krabel, 6'3" junior in the game for Chrisman. Porter. Smith. Rebound by Hamilton. Now Beardstown tries to get within 5. Schleter. Let's see if they use Morrow or O'Hara on the inside. They've been effective with Morrow getting into the paint.
Brought O'Hara on the high poster, and they went back in.
Remember, Holt's on the player out there. Schleter missed. Rebound, Troy Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth, here he comes. Anything might happen here. He goes all the way in with a fine bounce pass to Brinkley, who wasn't expecting it. Hollingsworth back, and he fouled.
Hollingsworth yells, shoot the ball at Brinkley, the sophomore. Hollingsworth, of course, has been with this club since he was a freshman.
The replay on that. It's a good feed. Look at that. He's looking one way, passes the other way.
Hollingsworth laughing at the sophomore. Says, shoot the ball.
Look what I found.
Boy, he's fun to watch, isn't he?
Hollingsworth's 4 years older than Brinkley.
Yep. Been through 4 more years of the war, too.
And he missed. For those of you that have seen Bradley University play years gone by, they had a guard named Tom Less that doesn't look unlike Troy Hollingsworth. Free throw is good.
They spend about the same amount of time on the floor diving for the basketball.
You bet. Prince in trouble in the back. He clears himself. Beardstown having trouble with the pressure. Schleter gives up the dribble and throws it away. This is Hollingsworth. 2-on-1 against him. He fell down. And a foul called on Schleter. And I think Chrisman got a break.
I think he got him with the knee, Frank.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think
Couldn't
so.
see from this angle.
We'll find out in a minute. That's been a heck of an official, wasn't it?
Look at this little crossover dribble right here. Good move.
The pick-out pass to Vince Porter. Chrisman leading by 8. 37 seconds. They may take one shot. This is Brinkley out at the point. On the wing, Porter and Hollingsworth. 25 seconds. Beardstown may extend the defense a bit. There they come. 15 seconds. Chrisman runs the offense. 10 seconds. Chrisman with the hammer. 5, 4. Hollingsworth with 3. Troy stops with 2. Rejected by O'Hara. He shoots at the buzzer, and that's it. The end of 3 quarters. Chrisman has the lead over Beardstown, 46-38. And one of your network sponsors, ADM Growmark. March Madness in the air, and at the Assembly Hall, we played 3 quarters of the game for third place with Chrisman in the lead over Beardstown. with the Chrisman cheerleaders urging on the crowd. And we have a championship game to follow as Oakville's Rockets go against the Red Devils of Venice in what should be yet another excellent basketball game. Roger Beals was a little upset. Ed Butkovich at the officials at the end of that quarter.
I think he was playing on the officials right there at the end. He had a couple of words to say to them. I'll tell you what, they played a real great game so far. This has been a real good third-place game. A lot of excitement in there, and the intensity is out there. These kids have really played hard.
You saw that big smile on at least one of the cheerleaders for Chrisman faces. That's Pam Beals, Roger's daughter, and she's had a good time along with that whole gang from Chrisman. They've got a sea of red behind us, and over to our left there, a sea of orange from Beardstown, and these communities in Class A really support their programs.
I think everybody in the communities that got here this weekend are having a great time, and even the people that didn't have the opportunity to come down here or at home watching that TV, you know they're glued to it.
A lot of coaches down here from around the state that have come by, and we thank a lot of people for the cards and letters that we've received. Beardstown with 59% shooting and finds themselves trailing because Chrisman's got so many more shots, shooting 44%. Each had 9 free throw attempts. Chrisman has 6 free throws made. Look at the rebounds. Beardstown by 3, and the big difference in the game, turnovers, 12 for Beardstown, but 2 for Chrisman. Shannon Brinkley playing the point with Vince Porter now. Man-to-man by the Tigers, and it's tougher than they played earlier. They've got their starters back in. Walter Holt not back in the game for Chrisman, and out of bounds the ball goes to Beardstown.
Steps out of bounds. There's
Take
a
quick
replay
look.
on it.
Yeah, right there. A whistle on the play. Right away, and a foul called. It's called on Vince Porter of Chrisman. His first. Kerry Morrow got smacked in the mouth by accident. He said something that made Hollingsworth smile. Morrow now breaks to the ball. And Hamilton will bring it up. 7.5 minutes to go in the season for these two teams. Fighting for third in the state. Remember, only 2 teams in the class will end their season with a win. One of these will be one of those 2. O'Hara rebounds and missed.
A little hard.
Krabel, a good job on the boards. And Hollingsworth again. Goes by his man on the right and pulls out. Nearly a steal by Scott Vermillion. Hollingsworth missed. Vermillion fights the rebound away from Brinkley.
I think Hollingsworth would make a great fullback, wouldn't he?
As long as there's competition, he'd be pretty good at it. There's a lob inside. Fritz missed, got the second one, missed again. Tough break for Chris Fritz. Hamilton made a good pass. Hollingsworth with a great pass to Krabel.
I almost wanted to stand up and applaud right there.
Not only that, he could dribble through a crowded bus. There's people all around him, and he never loses the dribble. Inside, drop down pass to O'Hara for a layup.
You know, maybe Roger, when he drives that bus, maybe he's back there dribbling. I don't know.
I checked with the cheerleaders from Chrisman. They said Roger's an excellent bus driver.
And you guys aren't joking either.
No.
He's also in the cross country. Here's Porter's shot. He tipped the rebound over to Morris. And a foul on the Tigers.
Well, as you mentioned cross country, I think 3 of Roger's starters run cross country for him.
Well,
he has a great cross country program there. They've been to state a number of years.
Right. Some of them are on it tonight. Look at here. This is Hollingsworth. Watch the pass.
Look at that. Looks one way, throws the other way.
And give Rob Krabel credit. He got that ball in the basket.
And it's amazing how the guys expect that pass. They're looking for that pass. They know if they get open, they're going to get it.
John Morris. He's had a really good day. 2 good performances by John Morris. He's got another. It's 50-40, Chrisman. And now Beardstown has to hit 3 or 4 shots in a row. 6 minutes to play. Foul on Porter. The second on Porter in a hurry. Out of bounds for the Tigers. Beardstown, one of the taller and bigger Class A teams we've seen over the years. Ed.
Real big. Kind of reminds you of Compton a few years ago. The size they had.
Quite a few years ago. That was about 65. Morrow, way outside. It's short. Chrisman has 3-on-3. Porter. Hollingsworth. He bounces and fires. Yes.
I think sometimes when they got 3-on-3, they have the advantage.
Good observation. They certainly have the advantage in quickness. Morrow comes out. 5:20 to play in the consolation game. Morrow turning around, one-hander is down. That's a tough shot.
I'll tell you, he's tired, but he's still doing a great job. Really working hard out there.
Yeah, but when he's tired, he's still 6'5" and 245. Outside shot is gone by Hollingsworth.
2 in a row for Hollingsworth.
That's 17 by Troy. 54-42 Chrisman. Hamilton flies into the front court, goes all the way for the finger roll. Hamilton got hit hard, and Chrisman has the ball up ahead. Krabel, he tried to dunk it, and O'Hara made a strong foul and came over to help him up. 4 fouls on O'Hara.
There's a replay on that last drive. And a turnaround here.
Shot's coming.
He goes up. O'Hara comes in the back, hits him pretty hard, knocks him to the floor. But did you see after that there were 2 Chrisman players after that rebound on the miss? They were right there. They fouled it in.
Rick Kite and Matt, let's see, there's O'Hara's 4th foul. Checking into the game for Beardstown, Rick Kite 30 and Mike Schleter 41. Krabel missed the free throw.
Could be a good ball player for Chrisman this year, I think.
6'3" junior. They've got a 6'4" sophomore on the bench, Chris Gore. As the free throw is missed, and you see that's why players foul, take that layup away. They miss both free throws. Tight with the ball.
There's an opening.
There's Morrow inside.
Nice pass. He picked him out, going to the basket.
14 for Terry Morrow. It's a 10-point advantage for Chrisman. And Hollingsworth looks over at his coach. Oh, here's a ball tipped away by Kite. But Brinkley quickly got his hands on it.
Almost a stealer. He played a good ball game, hasn't he, Brinkley?
He's got quick hands. He doesn't even know he's bleeding from the knee. He's been all over the floor. Look at him run the baseline. He's being guarded by Joe Hamilton at 6'4". 3:50 to play in the
Got a
game.
player out there that got hurt, number 41 from Beardstown.
41 Schleter turned his ankle apparently. Brinkley looking for help. There's John Morris all alone. He looked at the clock. 3:35. Of course, there's no shot clock or three-point goal in high school basketball.
Looks like he's going to wait and take the good shot.
3.5 to play in the game. Chrisman in control, 10-point lead. They're such good ball handlers, they never turn the ball over, or at least close to never. Looks like Schleter's going to have to come out.
They don't turn it over very often. When they do, they hear about it from Mr. B.
Sean Hembrow, 6'2" junior, comes in, and Schleter goes out. Tough break for Mike. He's in some pain. He looks like he turned his right ankle. And Walt Holt is going to get back up off the bench for Chrisman. And he comes in along with Troy Lunger. What I think is happening here is that Roger Beals wants him to come out at the end of the game to an ovation.
Rightfully so.
This is Shannon Brinkley. He's had his moment in the sun here in the third-place game, and it's been a fine exhibition. Hamilton rebound. Beardstown's still in this game. It's 3:17 to play. They just have to hit their shot.
They got to get it down. They got to get a three-point play here. Sometime.
Morrow's inside. He's missed it. O'Hara rebound, and there was just about what you were talking about as O'Hara got fouled and the chip shot rolled off. Lunger in and
Let's show a replay on this. Good rebound. Gets pushed there. Goes up. Almost dropped it. I tell you, Griffin really blocks out on the board, so.
There's Brinkley, who just sat down. Troy Lunger back in.
Brinkley's played well.
Matt O'Hara, free throw is down. He has another. Very impressive game for the Big End. And now it's an 8-point Chrisman lead, and there's still 3:07 on the clock.
A lot of time.
Let's see if Chrisman will try to milk that clock now. Hamilton hawks the ball. He passed it away from Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth grits his teeth and turns to the right.
He's a competitor, isn't he?
Really is that.
Hard nose.
Lunger being hawked by Tight. Beardstown playing some hard man-to-man right here. Hollingsworth in his second game of the day, along with all these other guys who have worked so hard. 2.5 minutes to go. The championship will follow this. Porter is fouled outside by Joe Hamilton.
Tell you what, I bet there's not many people who have seen a deep control game like that. Roger always comes up with something.
Now a whistle, and Beardstown wants timeout. 2:21 to go in the game, and we'll be back in a moment. One of your network sponsors is Deutz Allen. For Beardstown, they have Morrow, Sean Hembrough, Tight, O'Hara, and Hamilton. 2:21, as you can see, on the clock. There's your score. With Porter shooting for Chrisman. And Morris and Porter, Lunger, Holt, and Hollingsworth, the starting team in the game. Rebound Lunger, blocked by Morrow. But look at Porter get it back. And that's what Chrisman's so good at doing.
They were in there for the offensive rebound, then it got batted away, then they picked it up over on the side. Really go at it. They're running the offense on this side this time.
Nice defense that time by Sean Hembrough, and he got it. Hembrough tipped it away from Lunger, off of him and out of bounds. And the Tigers will own the basketball with 2:05 to go. They can't afford to miss now. Tight hurries in the front court. He goes all the way down to O'Hara. And O'Hara grabs the ball and is held.
Should have been something called the first time there.
We had a reserve who checked into the game who came and stand right in front of us there for a moment. I couldn't see it.
There's a replay here. Got to be something called the first time. Definite foul the second time.
Foul is on Morris. And Shannon Brinkley checked back in. Matt O'Hara. He had 21 points in the super sectional. And remember, the first game he played here, he put a signature on the game with a slam jam at the end of it for the victory. Rebound, Hembrough.
Hembrough
tried to bank it in. O'Hara has it. He missed. Morrow. Hembrough's got it back. And a foul on Chrisman. Oh, Beardstown won't quit.
He missed that point blank, didn't he?
A couple of layups missed. Foul is on Troy Hollingsworth. It'll be one in bonus for Sean Hembrough. He's a nephew to the coach, not the son, nephew. We'll have a son of a coach in the championship in the Lichtenfeld. Free throw is not good by Beardstown. And Hollingsworth has the ball. 1:44 to play in the game. Chrisman 54, Beardstown 47. Foul on Hembrough. Well, this is a good free throw shooting team, too, the Cardinals of Chrisman. And when they have the lead and make you chase the pony, and when they get their foul shots, in the quarterfinals, they made 19 of 27 free throws in that final 10 minutes to win the game.
Pretty good shooting in anybody's league.
No, 18 for Troy Hollingsworth.
Not a great tournament, I think.
It's class act. A pair, a 9-point advantage. Beardstown with the ball. Need to get their shot. Hamilton's going to go all the way into the foul line. Pop will not go. They can't get him to drop here late. And Hollingsworth takes care of the ball. He handles it. He's just another day at the office out there. Foul in the front court on Joe Hamilton. 4 on Joe. We'll hear a lot about him the next couple of years. Just a sophomore.
I wonder what a youngster like Hollingsworth will do following his high school career, which is going to end tonight. He certainly can play some small college basketball and really help someone, I would think.
He's just a good athlete. Then Porter missed his free throw. Nice rebound by Holt, and a foul on O'Hara.
You know, a lot of the fellows who have been outstanding high school players in Illinois in recent years are playing junior college ball. Bob Zaruzin from Teutopolis is one. Is playing on the junior college level, with several others, of course.
5 fouls on O'Hara, and he had a good game.
I talked to Roger earlier in the week here, and he said he thought maybe Hollingsworth might go and play junior college ball. Thought he might go to junior college.
He'll be a credit to somebody's program. There's Matt O'Hara with 18 points in the game, getting congratulations from his teammates on a remarkable season. A fine final game. When he reflects on all of this, there's Larry Moore, 14, a 6'2 sophomore for Beardstown. They'll be very pleased at their season. Look at that. They just keep getting the ball on missed free throws. Holt. Shannon Brinkley. Boy, he's conducted himself well, like a veteran. 1 minute to play in the game. Chrisman will win third place. Brinkley, look at him handle it. Morris comes out to help. 50 seconds. Probably a foul be coming up here.
Where was the foul? They just didn't see it.
Lunger moves away. Clock moves to 40 seconds now. Hollingsworth with it. And a foul. Larry Moore picked it up.
They run quite a bit of time off that clock.
They ran most of Saturday off the clock.
Hey, you know, earlier I said, well, here comes the replay, first of all. Goes down, controls it. Might have been, yeah, he was fouled there. You know, I said earlier in the game that Goliath was ahead 7-0. But it looks like David won the battle again.
He found the swing shot. You know, I congratulate the officials, Knapp and the Heron working this one. Good judgment. They were going to let that make that foul be pretty definite before they stopped the clock.
Morrow went out of the game. Hollingsworth, game high 19. And a foul on Lunger with 38 seconds.
You realize that they've missed.
Knapp and Jim Maroon, part. Now they get the officials proper credit.
Chrisman has missed 3 free throws in a row down the stretch here. They've got 2 of them back. They lost that one, and they haven't lost the lead at all. Still at 9. And they have to go down and make these to get. So if Beardstown can make it and get a couple of turnovers, they might still be in the ball game.
The turnover is the key, and Chrisman has been nearly turnover-free in this game. Hamilton missed, and Chrisman rebound.
Morris again.
They put the ball in Hollingsworth's hands. Morris with another good rebound. Look at Hollingsworth, and that time he's mugged in the front court.
You know, even when he is out of control, he's in control. He was falling down, and he still had that ball.
This is Rob Newenham that fouls him.
Maybe a little Marcus Haynes right there, huh?
You bet. Rob Newenham, 23, is the young man who hit the winning basket with 1 second left in the super sectional.
I know Art remembers Marcus Haynes. He played against him.
And Goose Tatum also.
Hollingsworth missed. This time it's Beardstown with 27 seconds. Chrisman by 9. And the Tigers want timeout with 23 seconds to go. We'll come back and finish the game in a moment. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance. The Beardstown Tigers with 29 victories. Chrisman is going to have 27 with this win. With 23 seconds to go, Beardstown has the basketball. They're trailing by 9. Tight 30. There's Schleter back in the game. And it looks like a foul on Chrisman. Schleter still favoring that tender ankle. Let's get everybody in for Chrisman that's in. Greg Mattingly is number 4, 5'9" sophomore. Checked into the game for the first time. Schleter limps toward the foul line. This is the the state tournament. The ankle will be all right tomorrow.
I just wanted to say something. With 23 seconds when we just started, Roger Beals in that timeout was still coaching. Coaching probably for next year.
Oh, he'll be here next year. Some of his players won't, but others will, and that's a fact. There's Schlueter going out after making the free throw. Terry Morrow comes back, and Schlueter got the ball in the basket. All right, 16 seconds to play. Young Greg Mattingly sends the ball in. Hollingsworth blows into the front court. Gives the ball to Holt. 8 seconds. The game's about history. 5 for Morris, fouled by Morrow at 3 seconds. So John Morris will have a chance at the foul line. While we have a moment, let's give some credit to the assistant coaches in the game, too. Doug Davis and Gary Dalpiez for Beardstown. Dave Chandler, the assistant for Roger Beals. Oakville will play Venice for the Class A title. Don't forget, next week we'll be back here with the AA tournament Friday and Saturday. That should be something special. Many, many great teams still alive. Free throw is missed. 1 second. That's the ball game. Congratulations to Chrisman, the third-place winner, and to Beardstown, the fourth-place finishers in Class A for 1987. The final score, Chrisman 40-57 and Beardstown 48. The two coaches with a handshake and a fine third-place game. We'll be back at the Assembly Hall in just a minute after these messages. Frank Bassoni along with Coach Ed Butkovich and Art Kimball back at the Assembly Hall. Let's take a look at the individual scoring for this consolation game. For Beardstown first, Matt O'Hara, the leading scorer with 18 in the game. Big Terry Morrow chipped in 14. 6 points for Chris Fritz, 6 for Joe Hamilton. Scott Vermillion had 3, and Mike Schlueter 1 for the 48 points for the Tigers of Beardstown. For the Cardinals of Chrisman, Troy Hollingsworth in his final game, 19 points to lead the team in the game in scoring. 14 for center Walter Holt and 14 for John Morris. So the baseline contributed. 4 points for Troy Lunger and 2 for Vince Porter. 2 also for Rob Krabel and 2 goals for sophomore Shannon Brinkley, the 57 for Chrisman. Ed Butkovich, your impressions of the third-place game and the performance?
Well, I think Roger Beals got out the chainsaws and he cut down the trees. The kids did a great job. I think the full-court press was a big difference in the ball game.
The quickness factor is always a difference, too, in basketball, and Chrisman had the quickness factor. They also had an experience edge.
And no turnovers. That was another key. They handled the ball real well. They went into their delay game. In their delay game, they run some time off the clock and never let Beardstown get back in the ball game in the fourth quarter.
You've been here as a coach. The kids from Beardstown, for example, are disappointed right now, but they'll reflect on this experience, and then what will they feel like? Tomorrow
is when they'll reflect on it. Tomorrow, when they go home and meet all those people along the way, all the small towns that are out to meet them, when they get back to the gymnasium and each one of them gets up and talks to the fans, and the coach just gives his last talk of the season. Hey, you're going to forget about everything. You're going to look back at this. When they watch those tapes in the next few years, they're going to be proud, and it's something that they've done for the community. Everybody is proud of that ball club.
You bet. Tell the viewers that might have joined us just a little bit late what kind of basketball game they're going to see in this championship game style-wise. It's Venice and Oakville.
Well, it looks like two contrasting styles again. But remember, Oakville can run, and they did today. They had some nice fast break. And if they can get the ball in Luckenfeld's hands on the fast break, he's a good passer, just like Hollingsworth was in his last ball game. But I think the full court pressure is going to come from Venice. I think that Oakville is going to protect the ball. They're going to run a pattern offense and look for that lob play again today.
And, of course, the viewers will watch All-Stater Jesse Hall. Right now, let's go to the court. Here's Art Kimball.
Thank you very much, Frank. And we have certainly an old friend of the IHSA and sports in this state, Joe Muschel, from Associated Press in Chicago. Joe, good to see you, as always.
Thank you, Arthur.
Well, what do you think of the tournament? It's a good one, mediocre one? There's never a bad one.
No, I don't think it's a good one at best. I haven't seen anything outstanding outside of Venice and maybe Jesse Hall, and it's too bad that in the semifinal game he ran into foul trouble. He might have had another big game, but other than that, there hasn't been too much in the tournament. It just hasn't dazzled me.
Class A, though, is the unpredictable tournament. It really is. The polls don't mean a lot because many of these schools come out of areas where there's not a lot of media hype, not a lot of coverage except locally, and we find out about these teams along the tournament trail. It's tough to evaluate them earlier.
Well, the only thing, I think it might have been a much better tournament. You had the perfect making here. You had Providence St. Mel ranked #1 all year, and you had Venice ranked #2 all year, and they weren't in the same bracket, say like in the AA where Peoria, Manual, and Lincoln had to run into each other. Here you had a chance for these two teams to both come from the outside, from the lower and upper bracket, and meet in a championship game. I think it might have made for a much better tournament, but you never know.
Well, the Ottawa Marquette people might argue that with you a little bit.
Yeah, but now Ottawa Marquette knocks off the top team, but they couldn't maintain it so that they could win the championship or get into the championship game themselves.
Joe, there, of course, continues to be a major difference between Class A and AA basketball, physical in nature with the kids primarily, and the numbers available. But Class A basketball has certainly become a tremendously popular item in the state, hasn't it?
Oh, no question about it. It's a different game somewhat than a AA. It's a slower game. I like it a lot. It doesn't have all the intensity that the AA games might have.
Let me ask you this real quickly. How about the three-point shot? Some of the northern Class A coaches just soon see the three-point shot stay out. The southern ones, where they tend to shoot the ball very, very well, would like to see the three-point rule in high school. How do you feel?
I'm against the three-point rule. I'm against the shot clock. I'm against anything that goes along with professional basketball. I like to see college basketball have its own type of game and high school basketball have its own type of game. There's no reason for everyone to emulate the pros.
Joe, always great to see you. Good luck to you. Thanks for the visit.
Thank you, Arthur.
Joe Musho from Associated Press in Chicago, and one of your network sponsors, the Illinois Pork Producers.
Ah, the delightful new meals people are serving today. Creative, nutritious, convenient, light. It's not surprising that all these meals are made with white meat. What is surprising is that the white meat here is pork. Pork, the other white meat.
Cohen's introduces the exclusive Hyde Park collection. Only the finest quality 8-way hand-tied furniture gets the Hyde Park label. Come see the Hyde Park upholstered collection. Superior craftsmanship, materials, and value. Choose one of these sofas in your choice of over 250 fabrics and colors. Just $7.99. And each piece in the Hyde Park limited lifetime warranty. Hyde Park at all Cohen stores.
Well, back at the Assembly Hall where things are starting to really heat up. Oakville loosening up, so is Venice. And our championship ball game just moments away as they battle for the 1987 Class A high school boys basketball championship in the state. At courtside right now, we have a fellow who I think we've all heard a lot from this weekend, in Frank Pisoni, and a very familiar figure in the executive secretary of the Illinois High School Association, Liz Astroth, but a very interesting guest as well. So, Frank, if you're all squared away there, I think you have some information that may go along a little bit with what Joe Muschel and I discussed at the end of our interview about the three-point possibility.
Thank you, Art. This is the Assistant Executive Director of the National Federation for State High School Associations, Dick Schindler. Of course, Liz Astroff on my right that Art just mentioned. But first of all, Dick, welcome to Illinois and welcome to the Class A tournament.
Thank you, Frank.
Liz, of course, you're excited to have Mr. Schindler here, and you might tell us his expertise.
Well, we're honored to have Dick here, and the audience is viewing the top authority in rules basketball for the United States high schools. And we're just honored and pleased that Dick is here to share some of his thoughts with us.
Well, as long as we've got his expertise here, let's pick his brain for just a little bit. First of all, Mr. Schindler, what about any of the rule changes that are coming up for high school basketball possibly? What about, first of all, the three-point play?
Well, I can speculate a little. Of course, I don't vote on the committee, but I have some idea maybe of some of the items we're going to discuss. The three-point play
is something we're going to discuss. Your fans may not know it, but we've got 8 states at the present time that are using it in all of their games, both boys and girls. In fact, we have 2 states that have been using it for 5 years. All of the states that have used it to this point have really liked it and said it's been very positive, so that's a pretty good indicator.
Do they use it in conjunction with a shot clock?
No, not with a shot clock. That's another thing we'll be talking about, but surprisingly to this point, we haven't had a lot of real push for the shot clock, although it's getting more momentum each year.
What do you in your office get as a response from coaches about the three-point play and from administrators? Do they want it or do they not at the high school level?
Well, I've got access to a nationwide questionnaire that we're compiling at the present time. We don't have all the votes in, but most of them are in. And I think on the three-point play, 55% of all the coaches and officials and administrators across the country, and that means we've only got 8 states using it, so 42 states where they're not using it, 55% of all the respondents said they'd like to see the three-point play.
Now, let me ask Liz Astroff for just a second. How would a rule change be instituted in the state of Illinois if it would happen? What would be the procedure?
Well, the procedure is very simple. If our basketball advisory committee recommends that we go to the three-point play, which is permissible by the rule now because it's optional by state adoption, then all we have to do is convince our board of directors, and if they vote for it, we can implement it through our terms and conditions for next year, for the 87-88 school year.
For the last couple of years, there's been a rule in Illinois about bench conduct with the coaches seated. What response have you had to that, Dick?
Well, obviously, the coaches across the country have not been in favor of it, which I'm sure the committee knew that when they put the rule in. The committee felt we had some problems in basketball that needed to be addressed, and some of the problem was down in the bench area, and frankly, the rule has done what the committee thought it would do. The only question that the committee has at the present time, and a lot of speculation, is it too restrictive? Does the coach need to do more than he can do from a seated position, or her? If they can do what they need to do as coaches, then I think our committee feels confident that they're going to stay with it. If they feel something needs to be done, then they're going to have to identify what it is.
Dick, if they put a three-point shot in at the high school level, what will be the distance?
Be the same as you see out here. That's what it is in the states that are using it, 19 feet 9 inches, measured to the middle of the basket.
What about discussions about shot clock? Would it? Do they have any times in when you discuss time for a shot clock?
Well, of course, that we could put in anything we wanted. Realistically, 45 seconds really doesn't have much of an influence on the game, so I'm thinking if we go to it sometime, it might be something less than 45, might be 35 or even 30.
That's very interesting. Are there any other changes that are on the horizon in high school basketball, either in Illinois or around the country?
Well, I think people would probably agree that some of the problems we have in basketball today are a lot of contact inside, a lot of push and shoving and all of that. A lot of times it's difficult for rules to solve all the problems we have. Some of the things, though, we're thinking about, we may, in fact, sometime eliminate all the jump balls, even the one to start the game, and because a lot of officials now aren't practicing the toss, and it's kind of a dying art. We have some problems with all the counts we have. We're thinking of maybe going to something where we'd have 1 count on each player, holding and or dribbling or any combination thereof, and get down to 1 count on each player. Some of the other things, maybe every technical foul should be 2 shots instead of some being 2 and some being 1. There's a lot of little interesting things, but I think basketball across the country, and your crowd here is witness to that. It's an exciting game. The players like it, fans like it, and we don't want to do too much with rules that are going to spoil that.
Well, thank you very much for an articulate point of view from the Rules Committee. Dick Schindler, thanks for being with us. We're honored to have you.
Well, I've enjoyed being here, and I really don't come to watch officials and coaches all that much. I like to just come and watch the basketball and see the kids and all the excitement.
Good to know you're a fan, and I know there's another one right here. Liz, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Frank, for having us, and again, thank you, Dick, for being with us.
Mr. Astroff has said for many years, you got to come to Illinois to see a great basketball tournament, and I'm convinced he runs a very good tournament, and it's been a great experience.
Thanks a million. We'll be back in a moment.